Good morning and good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in this world. My name's Jade and this is the Odd Couple Rant. And today I'm joined by my very special guest and good friend Thomas Christ, and we're going to talk about you owning absolutely zero. You own nothing. But we're going to kick off with a song by Thomas and Dan Ekberg. It's called Hindsight 2020. Let's Soldier.
Just enjoy
Thomas Christ and Dan Ekberg, Hindsight 2020. Welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and this is the Odd Couple Rant. I never said we weren't going to do rants with friends, right? This is like friends with benefits, where I have a friend on, and instead of us having we rant together, right? Because that would be awkward with my guest today if we did the other thing. Maybe not. I don't know. How weird are you guys? So, I need to let you know, guys. So, we had an interview lined up today with Rushi, and unfortunately, she's got a new baby and stuff. And you know the deal. If you've ever had children, right? They're a real bundle of joy, and they just make your life really, really enjoyable and so pleasurable. And yeah, so she's just under the weather with keeping up with the baby and all that kind of stuff. So we've had to postpone it to somewhere else. And instead, my good friend Thomas has decided to come and help me out and have a rant. Now, I'll just let you know before we get into this, I did a rant on this nearly exactly this time last year. And it's probably going to be a regular thing that we do because this ain't going away anytime soon, this subject. So today's subject is about you own nothing, and I'm sure you understand where we're going with it. So let's bring on our guest. Without further ado, the man who just opened the show with that wonderful song. I've got all the things ready. Yes, it is Thomas Christ. Boom.
Hey, Jade. What is happening?
Thank you so much for coming on, my friend.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I'm sure you've got a lot to say. You're very outspoken like me.
No, I try to take a balanced perspective and get to look at both sides of the issue.
Okay, Pete Johns. Speaking of this, Pete Johns in the chat.
There he is.
It was his first comment too. We were saying that before we started. Pete's first comment was like, but I owe nothing. It's like, oh God, Pete, that fence, buddy. We love you, Pete. Thank you. Short notice to come on here and talk about this subject. Everybody, let's say hello to people straight off the bat instead of what we normally do, like for an interview. Denise, welcome. Jamie Lynn, Pete Johns, Thomas Christ is in the chat amazingly. I don't know how you do that. I can't multitask and do that while I'm doing a show. We've got Dave Bops. We got Lewis. Who else? Russ and Brad and Studio 6+1. I saw Dave. Who else do I see? Down the bottom, I've got Tremor Bear. Did I see Joe Glenn? I thought I did. Tremor Bear. Man, I can't see shit today. I was saying to Thomas, I was pleasantly sleeping, and then 4 a.m. I got a message from YouTube telling me that once again, another song from Unearthed has been blocked and blocked my show. But hey, it is what it is, right?
Never-ending struggle.
It is. You know what I found, Thomas? It's these video clips that are really hyper-produced, and it's normally you get done from the video content. So because I guess they've paid somebody a lot of money, and the producer who's made the video clip has put copyright on top of that clip, so that's where you get done and get the block.
Yeah.
Because even artists yeah.
Thankfully, a lot of the newer artists usually they don't do that, but it's like a lot of the classic bands, like you can't play any Beatles or anything, Led Zeppelin, anything like that.
Yeah.
But some of the new ones too will do it.
It's surprising too, because like one of the artists on the show, we were talking about him. They're really doing well at the moment. They're doing really big, and I didn't even get a claim on that song. Not even a claim. Wow. So that's. Yeah, who knows? Kim Harden Hudson. There's a Kim Harden Hudson spotting in the wild.
Hey, Kim.
Holy shit. There she is. All right. Welcome, Kim, and to Kim's partner as well. So if you didn't guess already, we're going to be talking about subscriptions because it's that time of the year, right? Where so yesterday, Apple released the Creator Studio thingy. And, take away the subscription stuff. There's some really good updates in there, really good things. You can't deny it's really good. We'll get to it, though. So, Thomas, how do I know you? Who are you? Give us the elevator pitch. I'll put the camera on you. I'll give you a timer. You'll know when your time's ended because you'll get to hear. And then you're ready. I'll put the camera on you.
Okay.
You can tell everybody just who the hell is Thomas Christ. Ready? Let's go.
Well, I'm an industrial musician who's been creating music and producing albums for 20 years from Pittsburgh, PA. And more recently, I've gotten into YouTube and doing a show called You Rock, where I play people's music and doing shows on YouTube. And that's been an exciting new experience. But that's kind of what I'm all about, and just trying to get some of my knowledge out to everybody else, and hopefully people will come along for the ride and maybe learn a thing or two, and maybe I'll learn some stuff as well. So that's my pitch.
There you go. Thank you, Thomas, for giving everybody that info. I don't even know why I do it. Most of you know who Thomas is, but if you're watching, I got a whole lot of new subscribers recently, so you should go and check out Thomas Christ. All of his links, his music, BandCamp, everything are in the description, right? And go and support Thomas, because he does a great show each and every week called You Rock, as he mentioned, and he plays your music. And if you go to thomaschrist.net, you can find out how to submit your songs to get your music heard by more people, right? You Rock TV, yep. It's a wicked show. We love You Rock TV. It's like a staple of entertainment each and every week.
You know, it was You Rock, and then it was You Rock TV, and now it's You Rock TV Live. Because,
you're right.
You know,
I just still call it You Rock, right? It is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Come on, Thomas. I'm yelling at clouds. Dinnerlicious. Hey. I hope you're having dinner. Dinnerlicious. Nice. Ali, hello to you. Ali's putting links. Oh, look at Ali. Ali Gratilla, You Rock. Speaking of. So, obviously, we're talking about subscriptions. And a Boomer Bass Meme, hello to you. I'll keep up. Professor Boomer as well, hello. And just again, if you're joining us late, the rant is gone of just me, but we still will have these group rants where I invite somebody on to have a rant, right? And have a chat. Okay.
The irony was not lost on me that you just did the final rant, and now we're less than a week later, rant show.
Well,
Odd Couple.
I was never getting rid of this show. I was never getting rid of this show. You know why? Because this is one of those shows that I can bring up when something happens and I can't get an interview booked, right? It's always in my back pocket to go, hey, there's plenty to talk about, and there's always a guest to bring on. And this started off with Mike Enjo. Mike Enjo had this great idea. Hey, I'll come on your channel and do a rant, and then you come on my channel the next month and do a rant. And he came on like twice. That was it. So, thanks, Mike. All right. Legend. But we got a show out of it, right?
Absolutely.
Ed Zielinski, g'day. So, yes, we are talking about subscriptions. And as I said at the top of the show, I've already done this show. I did a solo rant on this back in early February 2025. And you know what? Things change, but they stay the same. And more things just keep appearing as subscriptions, and we're going to go through some of those, but we're going to go back first. We're going to talk about the good old days. Remember the good old days? Everybody, remember the good old days when you would just go and buy things?
Oh yes, seems like forever ago. It really wasn't all that long ago, but it was. You used to just pop into the. Hey, we're going to go to the computer store. There used to be computer stores, and they had software in little boxes, and you would buy the software. And you take it home and you put the disc in and you do the install on the, you put the CD-ROM, or before that, they had the floppy disks and the giant, 5-inch and 8-inch floppy disks. And nowadays, it's all online. It's all digital.
I find it funny going into a shop that sells computer games still. Like we have JB Hi-Fi, they still sell computer games, and the boxes are so big. And I look at them and go, there's nothing. You get more value in more inside a packet of potato chips these days. And we can go on about potato chips forever, man. They are
inflation.
I watched a documentary on how they make potato chips here in Australia. Smith's, the brand, last week. Mm-hmm. And funnily enough, they never showed the process of the actual filling of how much air they put in. I reckon the potato chip company for the doco just went, can we just skip that part? Because that's really contentious. But they showed a lot of the chips and how they were made. So I found that very interesting. Yes, but the thing was, it's crisps. Sorry, Hugh, and hello to Hugh Caldwell. It is crisps, yes, crisps.
Crisps in the UK. What do you go with, the crisps, or do you go with the You go chips.
Chips. Yeah.
Australia.
Chips.
Yeah.
Or crisps. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't have a problem with either. Yeah. There are.
Yeah. Well, it's like we call a little round thing that's sweet that usually has chocolate chips or whatever in it. We call that a cookie.
Yes.
But it's like I think it's a biscuit in England.
Yes. And here. It's a biscuit here as well too.
Yeah.
Oh, but we still call them cookies as well too. Chocolate chip cookies, right? Yeah. But they're known as biscuits. And when I came to America, I was like, do you have any biscuits? And they were like, no, you're going to have to go to Popeyes for some of those. I was like, what's a Popeyes? Went to Popeyes and had my first biscuit. And there was like, I'm eating biscuits every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yummo.
They're good.
I didn't say the same for grits, though, but that's another story. Like I expected grits to be a bit more delicious. Dave Fox, hello. Welcome.
Hey.
So yeah, look, the whole thing was, I remember too, talking about computer games. My mum, when I was young, my mum was really sick. She had cancer, and she didn't tell any of us, Thomas, right? She kept it all a secret. Yeah. And she would bribe me and just go, because she was at home sick for about a year. We thought she was going to get better, but it turned out she didn't. But she would bribe me and give me money to go to this computer shop every couple of weeks to go buy a new game, and I'd hang out there for hours. Little did I know, I thought the guy was just really nice and liked me, but apparently it was a ruse to get me out of the house because the nurse was coming over. But I love that whole experience of going there and spending the whole day at a computer store. And with, you had your money and like, I've got $20. I've got to pick a game. I've got to pick one. And you would try them all out and get home. And no matter what, you got it home and it sucked.
Well, you could probably tie that into the whole retail shopping experience, because there used to be little stores for everything. We had Radio Shack. Radio Shack was one of the coolest stores ever.
Yeah,
and there's electronic things, and you want to build your own, little electronic gadgets and stuff. You could go into Radio Shack, get all that stuff. Then there would be, now down the hall in the mall, there would be like a music store. So you go into the music store, you got guitars, you got keyboards, all that stuff. And they still have those, but now you could just go on Sweetwater, or you go on Amazon, or you go on eBay or whatever. And that whole experience is gone. Like where you could go in and try out all the stuff. And, now we just order it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
It is. And look, and we had Dick Smith here, similar to where you go in, you can get wires and, all these kind of things. Hello, Ivan. Hello, Mixed Club as well, too. And you could go home and put together little kits and stuff, electronics and soldering things, and all that stuff's gone now. All that stuff's gone. I think it's gone with the way of repair stores. Don't even get me started on repair stores. Where are they? Do they?
We don't repair things anymore. Just throw it out and buy a new one.
It's true, isn't it? Like, what happened to us? Where did our brains break along the way? And you're right with shopping. Yesterday, my hard drive failed on my Mac, and I was heartbroken. Anyway, it was a pain in the ass. And normally, in the old days, hard drive fails, you got to go out, go get a hard drive. I'm straight on the JB Hi-Fi website, find the hard drive. It's Ubered here in 2 hours.
Yeah. But if you're on a Mac, they don't really let you do that. You can get an external drive, and you can add additional storage that way, but that's not exactly the same as the internal hard drive. Like some stuff has to be on there. And Mac has decided they used to let you swap out parts, put in more RAM, put in more hard drive, but now it's a completely closed system. So if anything fails, you have to buy an entire new Mac.
Yeah, the throwaway economy is ridiculous. Like, I had a TV recently just fucking died. I only had it for, and you know what? The irony, I only had it for like 2 years and 1 month.
Did it have a 2-year warranty on it?
2-year warranty. Who knew that, Thomas?
There it is.
There it is. And you think about it too, because these days when you buy stuff, there's always that nag thing at the end going, hey, would you like to pay for this little bit more insurance where you get an extra year? And you look at it and go, oh, I need that. I've got the warranty that comes, but it's always just after. So, and
a lot of times the warranties that come with them they are, you know, there's fine print and they only cover certain things. And then the thing that broke for yours, it might be you know, it might be one of those things that's in the fine print. And then you either you got that additional extended warranty, which you probably didn't get, and that's would have covered it. But now you're not covered because it's one of the things that they stipulated wasn't covered.
Yes, true. And like we grew up with CRTs, right? You know, the old school TVs, and obviously like TVs is a big one. TVs were really small back then. You didn't have, look at behind you right now, you know?
Yeah.
And most of us have a few of these, what you've got behind you in our house these days, because they're dirt cheap. The whole meme behind Black Friday, it's like just people punching each other in the head over a TV that's going to break down in a year, right? And they're going to be there the next year just punching the same people for the same TV.
You know what? I have a story about that
Yes.
actually. I was working at Kmart. You guys still have Kmart in Australia?
Yes, we do. We love
Kmart.
Kmart.
Has went out of business in the United States. But I was working just the 1 year that I worked there, and it happened to be over the holiday season, and I was working on Black Friday. And this was the year I think that the Wii came out,
Right.
and we had this huge sale on the Wii for Black Friday. And this was when Black Friday meant like you go to the store in early in the morning to get the deal. And
box on.
Yeah. No, we had one left, and this guy had already come up to me. He said, I want that. Could you hold that for me? I said, yes. Somebody else saw it sitting there, and they said, I want that. And I said, no, it's like I already said this other gentleman already, you know, is going to buy it. And they were literally ready to go to blows over this, over a video game system. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, people are bonkers, man. People are nuts.
We're gonna kill each other over the damn Wii. I need that fucking Wii.
Yeah, but is it? Look, it's a multitude of reasons. Is it just, you know, parents are under so much pressure to buy things like that for their kids, or their kids are going to go crazy? Who knows? I think it's people are selfish. I don't know what the answer is. But yeah, going back to shops, like that was the whole thing. Even like we still have like malls and stuff. I guess we call them malls. You guys call them that. And when I go there, I don't know. It feels like it's not enticing like it used to be. Like you said, you know, there'd be the computer store, there'd be the record store, and everything that you'd go to each different place. I go there now and just walk around and just go, wow, everybody here's a cunt.
Yeah, but they're like our malls here. Now there is the mall that's here close by. Somehow it's managed to like stay pretty well, you know, in business, and there's like a decent amount of stores in there. It's a more wealthier part of the city, so you know, there's a lot of high-end stores like Williams Sonoma and stuff in there. Most of the other malls have gone completely, just like all the stores have closed except maybe a couple anchor stores, and then all the stores, you know, it's either just like little small weird things like a ball, you know, baseball card, you know, sports memorabilia store, or like a store that sells like custom made t-shirts or something, and there's still like a little bit of a food court, but that's all they have.
Yeah,
there's nothing else there. There's no pet stores, there's no music stores, there's none of that stuff that used to be there. So the attraction to go there is mainly just like the anchor store, and that only gets you so far. And then most of these places end up closing.
Yeah, it's very rare I go to. I really only go there for like a Kmart or groceries. If I'm out and about, I'll go. I don't really leave the house much. How sad is that?
Same.
But even money is a thing too. Like you know, I was a busker for many years, Thomas, and I would deal with a lot of change. That was my money for the week, right? You would go out, do 2 days busking and pull in like $700, and that's your money for the fucking week. And I always did the right thing too, and had like a couple of money bags, the cloth money bags, and then all the plastic money bags that you put the right coins in. So the 10-cent piece go in this one, the 20s in there. And I'd bag it all up right and then take it all into the bank and put it down. Until the day I was desperate and I needed a packet of cigarettes back in the day when I smoked. And I hadn't been able to get to the bank to change the money to And they rejected my coins at the supermarket. They're like, no, sorry, we can't take. I'm like, it's bagged up. It's all counted. Like, you don't have to count it. They're like, no, we don't accept that amount of change. It's like, but it's fucking money. What? Like, eventually, like, I've worked in business, honey. Eventually, during the day, you're going to take the money out the till and go and change that to get more change. So I'm saving you a step.
Our local grocery stores actually, like, they start putting up signs, and it's like they're encouraging you, if you pay cash, please use exact change, because recently we got rid of the penny in the United States.
What a great move.
Yeah, but the thing is, the stuff at the grocery store is still like 98, 99 cents. So if you're not paying, most people pay on a card nowadays, but if you are paying cash, you need pennies, and they're actually like having they can't give change because they don't have pennies.
This is the hi, Robbie Stingle as well. This is the frustration. Yeah. They change things, but then don't move legislation. And that's a whole nother show. They don't move legislation and stuff to move with the change. Sorry, no pennies anymore. Still everything's at $1.99. It doesn't make sense.
It seemed to me like if you're gonna get rid of the penny, then shouldn't everything be like 90 cents, 95 cents?
Yeah.
But they still keep it at 99 cents. All you have to do is change your pricing structure so that it always ends in a 5 or a 0, and you're good.
Yeah, like just
tax, I guess.
Just round it off to the. Why can't we live in? I know, like, they think that maybe we are stupid, but the whole the psychology behind $5.99, and you see it and go, oh, tell me $5. No, it's $6. Just say it, right? It's fucking $6. But they're still doing that shit. Like it's some kind of MK Ultra thing. Like, yeah. Oh, look.
Well, they do it because it works.
Yes.
They know if you see, like, if you have I don't know, an arbitrary limit, like I'm not going to spend more than $20. You see $19.99, you're going to go for it. You see $20, you might say, it's a bit much. It's just it's psychology. It's dumb. It's dumb, but it works.
People love it, don't they? They just, I'm getting a bargain. I was 1 cent off. I addressed this at the start of the show, Urban. That was the rant, the single show. The Odd Couple Rant is not going anywhere because it's infrequent, and I get to have guests on to talk shit with me, and it's not just me all alone talking nonsense, right? Well, let's we're at the 30-minute mark. Let's talk about this kind of thing we've covered very briefly. Because you used to be able, well, you still can. I don't know how popular this is anymore. Because originally you could just go in and buy shit. That's the way it worked. And then we moved on to things like lay-by and layaway. And it's companies like, I think, Kmart, who
Kmart. That was huge at Kmart, layaway.
Yeah, layaway. Like, and you'd go in, and you didn't even have to like put down a deposit. You just go in there, grab a whole bunch of clothes, and just take it to the layaway counter and go, yeah. Can you just? I'll just pay the. Yeah, all right. We'll just hold them. Then you come back, and then you pay a bit, and then you get them. Like, and so that was that, right? But you still had to wait, like.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different world of impatient human beings having to wait. What? That's nonsense.
Yeah. Layaway would never fly in 2026.
Well, they still have it here at Kmart. I see people lining up.
Oh, do they?
Well, obviously, it works for people for Christmas, right? You know those hampers they have? You see, like, Christmas hampers where you, here again, is this the olden day subscription where you start paying each month this company and you pay them $10 a month for the whole year, and then it gets to the end of the year and then they send you a hamper and it's like, look what you paid for over the year, and you just get this basket full of shit that nobody wants to eat. It's like, yum. But that's like an old subscription model as well too, right? That's been around for a very long time, similar to lay-by, pay for it. These days, it wouldn't shock me if a company like that went bankrupt and then you didn't get your Christmas stuff, which would suck. So
now they just give you like an unfettered credit, and you can just use a piece of plastic and buy all this shit, then owe for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, that's when. So I got a list of things. So we moved to installments. People are paying installments, similar to lay-by, right? So you can pay things off in installments. Then you got buy now, pay later, which is still massive. I survive off buy now, pay later. And of course, I never tell people to go out and do this. You have to be very, very, just like a credit card, you have to be very good with your payments for this kind of shit, or you're fucked. Then you got hiring's been around for a long time. So to rent or hire, like hire a car or anything like that. Then you've got rent to own, like that. So that's out there as well too. Credit cards, personal loans. So all these things exist. Where a personal loan, a credit card, rent to own, buy now, pay later, all these things, you can walk out the door with the thing and you're like, hey, I've got the thing. And then you got the pressure of having to pay it. And, and who knows, it's like, you never know what's going to happen. One day you're cruising, you're able to afford those payments, and then your whole life crashes down. And then you find,
no shit, the AI bubble just burst and now we're all destitute and I can't pay off my credit cards.
Yeah, it only takes one small thing to happen in your life to fucking upend you. A health scare, like a family member passing away, like that, and then you are fucked financially as well because you just couldn't wait to get those mop slippers.
Yeah.
Have you seen those, Thomas?
No. I actually kind of, you know what? I kind of want that though. Is that exactly what it sounds like it is?
It is.
Like,
the worst
you
thing
can clean
is,
with your.
Yeah. But the worst thing is, right, they market them towards really old people. Here they are. Here, look, mop slippers. Right? And everywhere I see them, they're always being advertised to old people. And I'm telling you, man, old people are frail enough as it is, walking around.
It sounds like an accident waiting to happen. It sounds like I'm falling and I can't get up.
I used to work for this this company that had other smaller companies underneath them, and one of their smaller companies, I know this is a fucking awful name, was AIDS for the Elderly. It was
oh no!
It's the most unfortunate name of all time.
Oh no!
AIDS for the Elderly. Just I know it brings up fucking and they had these catalogs with egg cookers. Everything was cheap Chinese shit. But they had these mop slippers, and every time an old person would call up going, "Hello, I'm really interested in these mop slippers," I'd be like, "How old are you?" And they're like, "I'm 85." I'm like, you know what? You really shouldn't buy these. You're probably going to die in them.
You might need something with a little more traction.
Yeah, like, do you have a walking frame to use them with? Because, I don't know, slipping around 80 years old, I don't know, a shoe that you put soapy water on. Kind of recipe for disaster, if you ask me.
I wouldn't want to be working as like the legal team for that. No. Whoever's marketing that.
No, not at all.
I have a feeling they're going to be facing a lot of lawsuits.
And, hey, credit cards. Credit cards are a thing that have put many, many people on their ass. I used to work for a credit card company, and boy, oh boy, when I first started there, the amount of calls, because I was a grunt when I first started there, so we would deal with American Express blue card holders. If you got a blue card, that means you're a turd. It's because there's two types of credit cards out there, like especially American Express. There's like credit cards that you can pay a small amount each month, and the balance goes over, and it's calculated at this unbelievably complex tax thing that nobody ever understands. They make it that way intentionally to fuck you over. And then there's things called charge cards where whatever you spend that month, you have to pay it off that month, or you get a fine, which is very close to what we have now with things like Afterpay and those companies. But yeah, look, the amount of calls we used to get at the credit card company, people just get a $2,000 limit and fucking it's gone in a week and they're fucked. Yeah. So have you ever fallen in a hole with a credit card?
Huh?
Have you ever fallen in a hole with a credit card?
Possible.
I have.
That's possible.
I have.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a mess. My first one, I just blew it all in 2 weeks. Oh, stupid. And you know what the stupid thing is with it? They don't, again, look, we could go back to kind of school for this stuff. They don't explain this shit. They don't. Yeah. And they don't have people to tell you when you get it, hey, this is how you use it to the best, right? To get the best out of it. right? Because there is a way to use a credit card that is responsible and you don't get fucked up.
But you also have to watch out for the stuff where it's like, oh, it's like no APR for 12 months, and then after 12 months, it's like 30-some%.
Yeah, absolutely. The percentages matter.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reason why they do it, because I think a lot of people at school who understood basic math got to percentages and went, that's a bit hard. Look at Donald Trump, 1,000% apparently.
We're doing 1,000%. We can do it so fantastic.
Sometimes 55,000%. Who knows how many percent it's a percent. Fucking ridiculous.
Because if you're saying you're saving 1,000, 5,000% on medication, then they're paying you to take the medication, but that's not happening.
No,
we all know.
I wish that was happening. How good would that be?
Yeah, I know.
I go and pick up my Ozempic and they give me $500. I'm like, thank you very much. What a great world that would be. We can only wish.
Yeah.
We can only wish. So credit cards, personal loans, right? They get you with personal loans. It's interesting with personal loans because it's probably a better option if you are going to take a loan because you will get a smaller percentage to pay off, right? And it's just one of those things too. When you get a personal loan, it's the same. As soon as you got that money, it burns a hole in your pocket, and you see things, and you want to buy them.
But with the loan, a loan is a good thing too. I think, like, if you're trying to get yourself out of those holes, as far as because you can get a loan with a lower interest rate and pay off those high interest credit card, and then you just have to pay off the loan then.
Absolutely.
And that'll be a low rate, so you won't have won't be as much monthly payment.
Absolutely. I still have an Amex card, and I don't use it for anything. It's just a regular. Is it a credit card? Or I think I changed it to a credit card. The only thing I use it for is grocery shopping. Every time I do a grocery shop, I just use that card, and I just get the points for it, and then I pay it off immediately after I make the purchase. Because I've got the money, and then I put the money straight on it. Then you're not getting any fees, you're not getting anything, and they give you a whole bunch of things, and you get to buy some stuff with your points. That's the best way to use it, but people don't do that. They don't.
And they'll also raise your limit quicker too if you do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You're always paying it off.
Absolutely. They will keep raising your limit. It's even like Afterpay. Let's talk about. I use Afterpay religiously. But again, there's an art to it. There's an absolute art. You have to sit there and calculate, like, when I first started using Afterpay, you would make a payment as soon as you bought it. 4 payments. So it's 4 payments every 2 weeks. And they take a payment straight away out of that 4 payments. But as I've paid it off on time since 2020, every time I've never missed a payment, now they give me the first 2 weeks for free. I'm like, I don't have to pay anything now. But the thing is, right, you've got to do it between every 2 weeks. So you've got a payment every 2 weeks and you have small, it's a thing, right? But you really have to be careful because it can creep up and all of a sudden you've got, but I use Afterpay for everything because I wouldn't be able to do this. And then if something breaks, because guess what? Nearly every fortnight, something breaks in this fucking studio and you got to have it. So you got to do it. What I see here. Look, a loan's a good way, but Afterpay, look, I'm not going to tell people to use it. I use it and that's only my thing and it works really good for me. But again, you are essentially not paying for something and having it now. And I think that's part of the reason we're in such a shithole that we are as a species, because, this need to have everything yesterday. Got to have it now, got to have it now, got to have it now, got to have it now. And that's why lay-by doesn't work, Thomas, anymore, right?
Well, yeah, because you don't get it until you actually pay it in full.
Yeah.
Imagine most of the things you buy on a credit card if you didn't get it until you paid it in full.
Yeah.
I bought this Mac that I'm streaming on right now. I did the payment thing, 12 months, and now it's all paid off. But I don't think I would have been able to do it just straight up.
Totally. Robbie says PayPal works great. Yeah, PayPal has the 4 payments as well option, which is really cool. I haven't used it yet, but even with Afterpay for me, they when I first started using Afterpay, they I think I had $1,000 limit. Now I've got fucking like nearly $10,000 limit. I can't use it anyway because there's no way I could pay off something that's $10,000 over 8 weeks. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So it's pointless in even giving it to me, right? I managed to get to 50 and still don't have a credit card. Well done, Studio 6+1. That's good work.
That's something.
That is good work.
That's something in this day and age.
I mean, and hiring things has been around for ages. I've been to many costume parties where I've hired a costume. These days, those costumes are so cheap for Halloween. You just go to a Spirit Halloween or whatever it is in your country and get a costume super cheap and you own it. But even hiring cars, I can't tell you how many cars I've hired for gigs and all that kind of shit. Rent to own, so that's another thing that I don't see that much. But I guess with some software, they do it now. There are some companies that do it, rent to own.
But you can do that now with furniture too.
Yes.
They have like rent to own furniture. You get a couch and you keep paying on it and eventually it's yours. I kind of like that. Honestly, I kind of like that model better than a subscription model where you just keep paying indefinitely.
I think it's a good model too, right? There's been times where I've had to move house and needed furniture and use that thing, and they just fully outfitted my lounge room and bedroom. All the furniture was there, and then, I'm just renting it till I own it. But look, I can see us moving. I hate saying this, but if it happens, it sucks, right? I can see us moving to a place where furniture will just be a subscription model.
I could see us moving to a place where air is a subscription. Especially if the climate change gets worse and it gets to a point where it's not going to be, there's a lot of places where it's not safe to breathe, just outside air. I could see them charging you to have like air hooked up to your house that's clean that you can breathe.
Wow. And we all have
it's not
pipes in the wall that we just attached to it.
Yeah, well, it would just be maybe it would just like come into the whole house and it would be sealed off or something. But I could see that in a dystopian future not too far from now.
I mean, look, with water, I can see them doing it. I can really see them with water. I mean,
Well, water already is a subscription. I pay a water bill every month. I pay a water bill.
Yeah.
Or every however many it is.
I didn't think about that.
I subscribe to water.
But, hey, I think we're getting a lot of value for that, right, too, because even like that water is getting treated, it's going through, we're just drinking our own piss back. We're paying for the privilege to drink water that's had our own piss taken out of it and then fed back into us without all that stuff. So, hey, look, if you want to, folks, I'm not a doctor and I can't give you medical advice, but, hey, just cut out the middleman and just piss into a glass and just off you go. There's people out there who say it works really well.
Oh, they have these straws now. There was a guy who was drinking one of these like prepper kind of things, and they were drinking like out of a toilet bowl with the straw. It filters the water.
Wow!
I was thinking, no way I'd be doing that.
No, that sounds really pissy. Hey, look, this Leela says this, and I'm sure we've all done it. Yeah. Fuck me. I can't tell you how many times I moved into a house and part of my furniture was supplied by Greg up the road, who decided to put a whole bunch of furniture on the nature strip. And I walked past and went, hey, you know what? That looks really good during the daytime. And then at night, stealth. Off we go.
You got to do a little ninjutsu.
Admit it in the chat, folks. You've done it. You know you've done it. Admit it in the chat. Tell me, if you remember in the chat, the best thing you've ever picked up off somebody's lawn and used it as furniture? Do you have something, Thomas?
Well, we have, like, around here, you'll see a lot of times people will put out, like, a desk or a couch or something, and they put on there just free, take it, They're going to be, getting rid of it for what you probably don't even want it because it's probably got bugs and who knows what else going on in it. Yeah. But if you can get there before it rains or something,
Yeah. I've got no problem doing it. And you know, the thing is, if they're putting it out on their lawn, you can take it, right? That's it. You're saving the council the job of coming to take it. See, here in Australia, we get 2 council pickups a year, I think, where I live.
Oh, wow.
So you can just stock up your shit and then you put it all out and then you dial the number, leave a message, or you do an email and then they come and take all the shit from you. So that's kind of generous. But again, every time I've done that, you go out each day and there's less there. There's less there.
Well, one person's trash is another's treasure. Is what
Exactly. Exactly. And it, you know, if it helps somebody, like there's no point. I would never take electronics. I don't think I'd ever take a TV home. It's very rare you would grab a TV and go, wow, it fully works.
Yeah.
What would they
There's
do?
something. There was something I was thinking of recently that kind of ties into all this.
Yes.
And maybe this is a little bit of maybe this is a little bit of a digression, but I've been thinking a lot lately, and I know Pete mentioned something about this recently too. For a long time, we've had like music that's been on physical formats, like it's been on cassette tapes and
Yep.
vinyl records and things like that. And it's very easy to construct, even if you didn't know a lot about it. You could probably construct a machine that would play those things. But all our media pretty much now is all on digital, and it's all tied in with all these operating systems and stuff that are proprietary. Everything's proprietary. And I'm very concerned that we're going to get to a point in the future where people won't be able to see the media that we have created today because it's all on digital. And what if this stuff doesn't work anymore? What if there's no way to access? And then you have things that are tied in with cloud services and stuff, and those things, probably won't exist forever. So, like, we're going to be the lost generation that doesn't exist. They go back and they can find the Beatles records from the 60s, but Jade, Starr, and Thomas Christ from now,
True. And it's a good point too, because like if you guys are following the statistics, vinyl up, cassettes up, demand, but companies, BASF, these old companies are getting back into creating tapes again. They're getting back into printing CDs. They're getting back into doing, there's more and more vinyl anywhere. Record players are just a market that is booming at the moment, right? Because people are starting to see that this digital world is you own nothing. Like what we're talking about, you will own nothing and you will be happy about it.
Yeah.
And it's even like the scary thing is, I think with digital music, just moving to there for a second, is you can sit here and go, yeah, but I've still got it on my computer, and not when your hard drive crashes.
Yeah.
And you lose.
Well, because I literally have hard drives sitting right over there that I can't get stuff off of because they've crashed.
I went through that yesterday. Yay. Hard drive just, luckily it's a spinning drive, so I can take it in and probably get most of the data back. But if you're on an SSD, you're fucked. There's no recovering that shit. Like, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I didn't even know that for the longest time, that SSDs couldn't recover data. But here's the thing, right? It's the trade-off. You want super fast hard drive space that's heaps faster than a spinning drive.
Yep.
Then if it crashes, you lose it all. Or just take the slower one, and you may be able to recover stuff. Nearly every drive I've had that's crashed that was a spinning drive, I've got most of the stuff back off it. If it even powered.
I think, because I think the spinning drive, like, you actually have like a platter in there that it physically writes stuff on. But like this SSD, it's basically like long-term RAM almost.
Yeah.
So it's just the chip that has stuff on it, and once that chip doesn't work anymore, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, well, essentially a spinning drive is just a CD. It's a silver disc, and it just writes on it. Same like remember when Laserdisc? Did you know somebody with a Laserdisc?
I don't know if I knew anybody. I always looked at them and thought they were really cool, but it was like, that's like for the really rich people. They have the laser disc player and the big, because you remember they had those big like projection screen TVs.
Yeah.
And the wealthy people that you knew, they had the big projection TV and they had the Laserdisc player, which apparently Laserdisc is amazing quality.
It is. I lived with someone who had one. Not that I was rich, nor was he actually. He was just a drunk who liked getting drunk and watching good quality visual and audio. But the first film I ever saw on Laserdisc was Terminator 2. Fuck me, man. It was so intense. And his stereo was massive. And the whole house would fucking shake when we watched. The bit where he's got the Gatling gun, like just mowing down all the cops. That whole scene and just all the glass breaking. It was terrifying being in the room watching it. It was like, fucking hell, man. They say Dolby Atmos is amazing. Didn't need that. But essentially that is what a CD, what a spinning disc is, right? So you're able to recover this stuff. But here we are again. Convenience over practicality, but
I'm thinking even movies, because like, do they actually have like? I wonder how much they actually have. Like, when I was a kid and I'd go to the movies, they would have a projector up there, and it would be and they would have like a reel that they put in there, and then that each time they show the movie, they have to rewind it. I suspect these things are probably just like hooked up to the internet now, and they just project. That comes right from the studio or something, the Warner Brothers or whatever sends it out, and then it goes into their little, computer thing or something out to a digital projector, and there's probably no physical thing there. So are there physical copies of a lot of movies? Who knows?
Yeah. I want to know this now. I want to know now. I want to find out somebody who works at a movie theater. I know they're probably not going to exist by in a couple of years anyway. I mean, but how can you blame them? I mean, if you're putting out films like Melania into the world, who's going to go? Nobody. As you can see, nobody's going to see that movie. But
especially not at the prices they charge for admission in movies nowadays.
Man, it's crazy. People go on about how much it is to go to the cinema, right? And it's kind of expensive. It's not even that though. It's the popcorn. The popcorn and drink is worth more than the fucking movie. How can that even be? Like, they spend millions of dollars making these movies. They pay millions for all the effects and everything. And you go to watch it and you're like, wow, I don't mind paying $18 for the movie. They spent millions on it. You know what I don't like spending fucking $25 on? Fucking popcorn. Like, go fuck yourself.
They didn't pay that much to buy the popcorn.
No.
And the equipment to make it, they've probably been using for 20 years.
Well, how much is a bag of microwave popcorn?
Not,
from the
not anywhere near what they charge in the theater.
89 cents or something like that.
Yeah. And they get it in bulk, so it's even a cheaper amount.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Angry again, like, and even that too. Like, you would go and see a movie and watch it and love it, and then you would wait for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray. God, that thing, Blu-ray, I guess, was a thing that here and gone. And you would own it and you'd watch it so many fucking times. I don't know of many films that because I have bought films on like Apple and stuff like that. I never remember to go and watch them again, even though I own them, because I guess because it's not in front of you. It's buried away like in the Apple ecosystem. I've got to like go into my Apple TV. I've got to see it there and go, oh, I've got that. Where with DVDs, you would have a rack and have them all showing and you could see the spine and go, oh, maybe I'll watch that, right?
I think the other thing with that, like when it comes to movies, like there are definitely some movies that like have a lot of replay value because there's a lot of little like details and a lot of little things that like every time you watch, it's just like with a really great concept album or something, where there's a lot of layers and you're going to listen to it a bunch of times because there's new things you'll hear every time. There's new things you'll see in these movies every time. But then some movies kind of are just like a silly comedy or something. You can watch that more than a few times. Probably not too much.
I don't know. I'd probably watch. I have watched Freddy Got Fingered a lot of times.
Oh, well, that you're talking about a what was that? It was just added to the Criterion collection.
Yeah, right.
That is one of the greatest works of cinematic excellence that has ever been put in film.
Cinematic
Tom,
excellence.
I love people know I love Tom Green.
Me too.
Tom Green
Back
is,
from the TV show, the eczema,
yeah.
fucking in the fountain, just fucking scuba diving. All the old shit of Tom Green was the best, right? And then
He invented YouTube, because all the stuff that he did on this show is what all these people are doing on YouTube now. But he was doing it in the 90s with a big ass video camera like this.
Yeah. And he's still going strong too. Like, and he's done so many different things as well. He documented his whole testicle cancer, like trauma. Like, who does that, right? So what we're talking about, E-Urban makes a good point here. Like, this is the thing. It's funny how vinyl's made such a big comeback, and there are still massive vinyl communities swapping and paying for stuff. Like, we had Rachel's Ghost on here from the vinyl community, and like a whole lot of people from her community. They're just selling records. They're doing live streams like this and bidding off records. Like, he'll go to a record store, this dude Rob, he'll go and grab a bunch of albums, go on live on YouTube, do a bid, and then sends it all out. But vinyl seems to last a lot longer than CDs. CDs, I know a lot of people sit there and go, I've got a huge box in the garage with probably 300-400 CDs. I'll bet if I put most of them in a CD player, now they wouldn't work. They'd be fucked.
Well, I mean, anybody that was really like, listening to music during the time that CDs were popular, like, you look at those things the wrong way and they get a scratch on it, and that disc is pretty much toast.
Yeah.
That's why I like the cassette tapes, because the cassette tapes, sometimes they would get eaten, but a lot of the times, like, those held up pretty well. I mean, they were sturdy. You could throw those on the ground and it'd probably still work. And not only that, the vinyl records, same way. They're just built really, really tough. But the CD is a very like fragile thing.
And cassettes, like, here's the thing with cassettes, right? The reason they would chew is because of people just let them lay around. And, the way to always guarantee a cassette's not going to chew, every time you put it in, before you just grab a pencil and just wind it quickly, tighten it up, right? And that's it. You'll never get chews, but it's because they sit there and they get loose. That's how it happens, right? But nobody does that, because we all, as a kid, would sit in a car and remember cassette players in a car? Jesus Christ. Yeah. And there'd just be a glove box compartment just full of cassettes with no cases, and they'd always chew because they're not looked after well.
Not only that, but like it's always the weak point. I don't think it was actually the tapes a lot of the time, because what happened with almost every tape player that I've ever had, except my Pioneer that somehow still works, like the mechanism, like the belts just deteriorate, and then you can't move the thing, so it just ends up eating it.
Hello, Heathen Granny. Hello, Capsulam. Good to see you. I hope your holiday went well, Heathen Granny. I think I just said that, didn't I? Jesus Christ. The other thing with tapes too, Thomas, is that they were multi-dimensional. If you could use them for like music, you could use them back in the day with the old Commodore 64 or the ZX Spectrum, where games came on cassettes. And if you had the luxury of a double cassette recorder, you'd put one cassette in, the other cassette in, and you just tape the and there's your pirated games, because I used to pirate games when I was a kid. And then, even if you just wanted to make some music with them, you could either record on a stereo, had a recorder, or even use them in a fucking 4-track. Right?
I mean, I didn't have the unfortunately, I didn't have, and it's one of the things that I regret most in my life is not getting because I knew people that had them, but I wish I had gotten a 4-track, especially because those things are worth, you can't even buy one now. They're astronomical. But I used to just record like in the tape recorder, get a mix. I had a Radio Shack mixer, plug that thing into the tape deck and just record that way. I
am watching so many Tascam old 4-track players. Look how much they are here in Australia. This is on eBay. Yeah. Second, like a million hand, $1,036. Just,
it's insane.
And you know, the thing is with them all, like, you know, I want to get a porter sound like my old one because I've got so many tapes still. $548 from Japan. The problem is there's so many of them available, and you know what the problem is? Why they stop working and people give up on them? It's always the drive belt. The drive belt goes, and people just go, "Oh, I don't know how to fix it." So there's just this huge pile of Tascam 4-tracks out there that people have got a hold of, and it's just a fucking O-ring basically. They just fix them all and they're ready to go, right? But that was the beauty of cassettes. You got so much use out of them, and you own them.
Yep.
You own them. Yeah, you know.
And then you know, and that's what I was thinking with all those ones that you were showing there. Like, if you don't even know that you get this to your house and it's actually going to work, you might have to get all like Tecmone on it and, you know, redo the belts and you know, re-lubricate things and whatever else you have to do to get it to work.
I still want one. One day.
Yeah, me too.
One day.
What I really want is one of those ones. There were a couple of them where they actually got like 8 tracks onto a cassette somehow.
Right.
There weren't a lot of those, and I'm sure like nowadays they probably go for a mint, but that'd be cool to have one of them.
Well, this is the one I had when I was. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, the Mark II, the 414 Mark II. This is the one I had, and I have a whole box of cassettes full of old recordings. You know, the thing is too, if you get one of these and then, because you know most of us now need more than 4 tracks, so the whole art was bouncing 2 tracks to 1 track, and then you're just bouncing them back and forward, and with each bounce, the quality gets really good. So by the end, you end up with a fucking terrible sounding song. But boy, it was cool. I mean, look at the state of that. Look how cool that is. That's just
and it's just like it's a physical thing.
Yes,
you turn the knobs and it does all the stuff, and you just have like full. There's no menus in there. There's no like, you know, press this and then this and then this and hold these 2 buttons down, and it's all just right there in front of you.
True. So what we've covered so far, folks, we've talked about ownership, the way we used to own things, lay-bys, layaway plans, financing, right? These all things. Buy now, pay later with Afterpay, and companies like PayPal, you can do it in 4 payments. I mean, these days, like Afterpay here, you can use that for pretty much everything in Australia. If they don't have Afterpay, they will have it soon because they're losing so many customers for not having it. We talked about like hire cars, credit cards, this kind of stuff, but let's talk about the subscription model, shall we, for the last half of this show. And if you are watching today, we were supposed to do an interview with Rushi, but unfortunately she's got a baby, and the demands of a kid and all that kind of stuff has meant she wasn't able to come and do the show today. So hopefully we'll have her on another show. I guess we'll start with subscription economy. We'll start with music. We're just talking about CDs and stuff like that, because CDs, you purchase them, vinyl, cassettes, all this kind of stuff, and we have moved to first it was Apple Music. You still paid for stuff and kind of digitally owned it. Well,
iTunes,
really iTunes. So. And then what happens is, the worst thing is you think you digitally own it until the person who puts the music out, Slayer did this. Slayer had a dispute with their record label, and then all their albums just fucking disappeared. It was like, but I paid for those.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was heartbreaking.
Well, and they can take a song away if they decide like, we don't. You know, maybe there was some controversy about a song or something. They're like, yeah, we're going to take that off the album. So it's not there anymore. So if you didn't save it somewhere privately, you don't have it anymore. Yeah.
And, you know, all this digital stuff came from, you know, stuff like Napster, all the illegal downloads and all this stuff. Lazuric, we know the story, right? And then we moved to iTunes, which was, hey, look, I didn't mind. I didn't mind paying the money to own that song for a period of time. But here we are today, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon, Tidal, Deezer, all these companies. And even, if we get down to it, releasing that stuff is a subscription. Yeah. DistroKid. right? You're subscribing. For the most part, if your subscription runs out, your music goes down unless you pay something extra to make sure it stays.
Yep.
So it's not only the people who are listening to music, it's you as a music creator that is paying a subscription as well to keep your music on those stores.
Well, if you really think about it, everybody gets screwed except the people that you don't even know who they are. You rarely hear from them. They're people at the top on the boards and stuff. People that are VP of marketing and all this, the VP of this and VP of that. They're taking all the cash. Your favorite artists aren't getting any of it. They're getting a very small percentage, and then you're paying also to release your music. So you're kind of getting screwed on both ends there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, like what we said before about keeping your own music that you make on a hard drive, that hard drive goes, you no longer own your music anymore. Like I still have reels from when I was a kid from actually going into a recording studio. Remember that? You go into a recording studio and you fucking pay all this money out and then walk away with the fucking reels where you can take anywhere else again. But again, even those reels have a shelf life, right? I could pull those reels out of my storage box now and go take them somewhere. And they're like, who's going to be able to like remix them? Who's using that gear anymore?
You'd have to find a studio that still has like tape capabilities,
which means niche.
There are some. There definitely are some because you remember like the Steve Albini. He was a big advocate. Right up until his final day. He always was an advocate of recording on tape and doing everything analog.
Yeah, but then
that's a rare thing.
They move it in. Now it's a niche market, right? So you're paying on top of that to be able to access that kind of stuff. That's the problem with it, right?
Yeah.
So ownership of music, definitely a thing of the past. You can still go to CD stores. It's funny. I go to like JB here. I don't know what your equivalent is there in the US of music stores, if you still have them there, but JB's like our biggest one, JB Hi-Fi. And I never... Like everybody, when I go there, because it's a mixture, they sell like electronics, TVs, all that kind of stuff, computers. The CD section, the music section always seems really quiet. It just, I don't know, maybe, I guess they're still selling if they're, the vinyl section always seems to be doing well. Like they
vinyl's big.
Vinyl is working really good. But so here we are, like you don't own this stuff. But, again, convenience. I can just grab my phone. I can listen to anything. I can AirPlay it to my TV that's going to break in a year's time and I'll have to buy a new one. From my phone, that's probably going to break in about 2 years. I'll have to get a new one with a new update. So that's convenience, right? Obviously, being able to listen to stuff anytime, anywhere, any place for a fee. But that fee adds up.
It definitely does.
And... ultimately, I don't really have I know we're here to say you own nothing and all this kind of shit. I don't actually have a problem with the subscription model. What is the problem for me is that everything now is a subscription. So so it's a lot and it banks up, and then all of a sudden you've got so many of them that you lose track, and some of them are deceptive in the way they allow you to cancel. So there's that where there's a few companies out there who make it really fucking hard to cancel. Adobe. We have to mention Adobe, right?
Well, you have to click this button here, and then you have to download this thing, and then you have to run this, and then send an email to this person. Wait for them to respond. Click the link in the email. You can just go on and on and on. And they're still pocketing your money while that's going on. But we have to remember that we live in this, everything is this capitalist economy, and the goal of any corporation under capitalism is singular, and there's only one goal, and it's to extract as much money as you can to benefit the shareholders.
Profit. End of year turnover higher than
now.
Last
They'll
year.
say a lot of things. They're going to say a lot of things. It'll be with this. Apple Creator Studio and with everything that's out there, they're going to say, oh, we really care about you. as the consumer. We really want, and we're really concerned about, the way that you consume music, and we want to make that as enjoyable and fulfilling an experience as humanly possible. And you know, that's all BS. That's all bullshit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, we can't forget, right, that we have to take some accountability to it for. We can sit here again and say, all these companies with the subscriptions, because the trap that we're in is that terms and conditions, legalese, all this kind of stuff, nobody reads it. We all know nobody reads it when you sign up to stuff. So it is your responsibility to know this stuff, to actually know what you're signing up for, but nobody does it. So there is that. It is your responsibility to know when you're going to get charged for this thing, how many you're going to have to do. So you have a responsibility for your own sanity, because if it goes to court or something, you can't stand there in court and go, yeah, but like they didn't tell me when it was going, but they did.
We had a recent really, really vivid example of that with CapCut. And it was like, oh, here's this new cool app to create videos. And it was super intuitive and super easy. Still, I think one of the best video editing software that I'd ever seen.
Yes.
And then they just like secretly, in the cover of Night, they tried to just put this terms and conditions out there where, oh, by the way, you can keep using CapCut and everything. That's all cool. But we own like everything you do. We own your likeness. And, even if you cancel your subscription later on, you don't use CapCut anymore. We still have access. We still control all of that. And so there you go.
Yeah. Hello, Gmay and Paul O'Farrell. They did get everybody with it, and especially you guys over there. You guys copped it the most. Even like the TikTok just got updated. It's funny, right? TikTok got updated, same company, right? But America, Trump did this whole thing. We want to own it.
Oh, yeah.
And then so it kicked off this week where the American
Yeah,
shareholders.
well, I guess now that it's like controlled by like some right-wing CEO in the United States, and seems like the writing's on the wall. That one's going to be another one that's going to go the same way that like Twitter did, and the same way that several other services have gone, where they want free speech, but they only want it for their side, and the other side, forget about it.
Well, if you're in the US and you're still on TikTok, go open it up right now and type Epstein. Do a search on Epstein.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist anymore. You can still access it here in Australia. It hasn't affected us. It's only in the US where it's affected it. I guess I know Trump has said like, oh, we've bought it. I think they've only licensed it, kind of things where they can make personal changes to their liking in the US, right? Because the rest of the world hasn't done that shit. Because you would think if America owned it, then they would make it the whole world. And so I think it's more of hey, it's probably a subscription, isn't it? Donald Trump has paid a subscription for TikTok in America so he can eradicate anything to do with ICE and Epstein. Great stuff. Propaganda is not running wild in the US right now at all. It's all in your mind. Gaming is another place where this really took off, especially online. We were talking about this at the beginning of the show. Go to the shop, buy the game, get it home. You owned it. Then it moved to consoles where you would buy the game, get it home. It's still owning it. And, oh, hang on a minute. I've got to do an update and sit here for 2 hours and wait for the update to go through on my Xbox and my PlayStation, which essentially changes the code of the game. So do you actually still own that game anymore? Because if it breaks down or something goes wrong with that game, then you have to reinstall the game from the disc and then do all the updates again. Oh, what a pain in the ass that is. What a massive
But what
pain.
if you don't have access to those updates at some point down the road?
Yeah. The server goes down.
I still have like the old Nintendo and the NES, the SNES, and I have the games for them. And if I hooked them up, put the game in, it probably still is going to work. But you can't say that about the modern video game systems, because it's all online.
Yeah.
It's just a box that connects to the internet now.
And NVIDIA is moving to cloud gaming now. You've got all the drama with loot boxes and EA best practices, that company, just here's this game that you just paid $150 for. And now if you want to get through it, you got to give us more money. What the fuck is that about? Like, It makes me think back of the original games on the Commodore 64 and Atari and all that kind of stuff. They were fucking dirt hard. There was no tutorial at the start to go and press X every time you come to a climbing bit. No, you just started playing and just died a million times. And that was it. That's how you learnt how to play it. Now you get like a fucking 25-minute walkthrough going, all right, where's the fun? And
we've talked before about the ET game.
Yeah,
every time I would load that game up and I'd move ET around and you could make his neck go up and down. I thought that's interesting. And you fall into a thing and I just fell into a thing. I didn't die though. And then like you just wander around and then some guy would come and take you away. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing?
You know, Thomas, it's only been the last 3 years maybe I've known how to play that game.
Yeah.
And it's because of
I had
YouTube,
no idea.
right? That though you're supposed to go into those holes to find the things to come out and avoid the guys, right? And but who knew? Because there was no fucking instructions and you just had to work it out. But that's the thing, that's what a game was. You just work it out. Like that's the fun of trying to work it out. Sunshine Archer, hello to you as well. Saw you sneak in there. But yeah, loot boxes, all this kind of stuff. Subscriptions are running wild in video games. Thankfully, like there is at least, like I think a bigger problem with video games now is companies rushing to put them out unfinished. I think that's a way bigger problem than subscriptions. There's still, subscriptions haven't taken over to that point. Sure, you've got, so I always used to think like the PlayStation subscription was actually valuable. You'd pay you whatever a month and you'd get access to a bunch of free games. So it kind of paid for it, right? You'd always at least get a couple of games that you liked. Right? So there was some kind of value out of that subscription. And, you know, again, though.
We sure as shit know about that as people that use Apple products because they insist on releasing a new version of there's no reason to release a new version of your operating system every year.
No.
But it's just become a thing where it's like, okay, we expect every fall there's going to be a new iOS, there's going to be a new Mac OS. But why do we need that? They didn't do that. You know, how long did we go on Windows 3.1 before Windows 95? Yeah. And then, you know, there wasn't anything till Windows 98 and ME. And I still don't think Windows has fully bought into we have to have a new operating system every year.
No.
But they just roll these things out and they add a few new stupid features and it's half baked and it doesn't work right away. And, you know, you're just kind of left like, this isn't a great experience.
No, it's not. And you know, you see these reports every year about Apple. They're like, oh, this year the rumor is that Apple aren't going to announce a whole bunch of features for iOS 27. Oh, cool. What are they going to do? They're going to fix all the bugs. That sounds like a great idea. And then it comes out and they don't do it at all. It's like, here's this stupid shit that you don't need. It's like, I don't need any of this stuff. Now there's more bugs again. Oh, look, we could go on about this stuff because not only does it affect us, it affects the developers who get no access to the stuff. Oh, look, it's a mess. Video games, we'll get to Apple in a sec. Books are another thing. All right. Mm-hmm. When was the last time anybody went into a bookstore? Is people still going to bookstores? I see them around. They use them more like now as social gatherings. Like they serve coffee and stuff in bookshops now to try and entice you to come in, have a coffee, sit down. So they've essentially turned bookshops into fucking libraries.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't read a lot of books, to be honest with you. But like, I was surprised to see I think there was a new Walden, Borders that was opened up in Pittsburgh. We were driving over in Oakland part of town, and there was this new Borders. I was like, wow, they're still making bookstores these days.
I like Borders.
I was kind of surprised to see it. Yeah,
I think they all closed down here because they sold music as well too, and you could just go in there and read the newspaper.
Borders? I can't remember if it was Borders. It might have been actually Barnes and Noble.
All right,
one of those. You know,
I used to love going into Borders and just reading the newspaper for free. What a con that was, right? Instead of going to buy a newspaper, you just go sit down and read it in there, get a coffee, easy, peneasy. But now we've still got physical books. You can still buy physical books on Amazon. That's how Amazon really started, right? With physical books. Then you got Kindles and now you got audio books. I mean, you know, books have moved to audio. people reading as much. They're still listening to it, I guess. Here's the latest book read by Homer Simpson. Hey, at least people are getting some information. Right?
I mean, I'll admit, like when I was in school, I wish they had like a lot of like audiobooks.
Yeah.
Because my problem was just like I'm too ADD to sit there and like read this book. And what would happen a lot of times is I would like start like when you were assigned a book that you have to read for school. I would start reading it and I would get like a couple chapters in and I'd fall asleep and I would imagine the rest of the book in a dream. But that's not it's not the actual book. It's just,
Well, there were audiobooks when we were kids. Remember, like Tinkerbell, they'd be like, and please turn the page.
Yeah.
Every time you hear that sound, turn the page. Turn the page. So
you got the sound effect.
I do. I'm a big Tinkerbell fan. I can't get enough of fucking Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell forever.
Yeah.
What the hell am I talking about? But you can get books in PDFs these days. You can get books. Even Google went out and just photocopied the entire fucking library of books, which is partly why we're in the mess we're in with AI. But that's a whole another story. So, but software we've kind of talked about. We'll talk about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be iWork. iWork was a thing.
Yep.
Microsoft Office, it used to come boxed. You'd have to buy a license to use it. Now we've got Microsoft 365. It's a subscription.
Yep.
You can do it all in the cloud, Google Workspace. Everything's a workspace these days where you can do all that. And now, recently, as of yesterday, I will get to this now, creative production. So Apple released their brand new Creator Studio software thing. And for the most part, for some people, it's all right. For some people, it's shit. They still, to me, like they still haven't been 100% clear on some things.
No, the rollout of it was.
Yeah.
I just think it was really poorly done, and they didn't address a lot of it. And I just signed up for it last night. I updated all my stuff to 26 and Tahoe, and and got that. And I still don't know what happens with my subscription because I already subscribed to Final Cut Pro and Logic on the iPad. So what happens with that? Hopefully, it all just gets rolled into this new thing. It's also interesting too that they took. So on the iPad, the apps actually remain the same.
Yes.
On Mac, though, the apps did not remain the same because I was able to update Logic to the new version of Logic, but it still had the old icon, and I was on the old operating system.
Yes.
And then they have a whole new. Basically, it's just a different icon. It's a different version of the app in the store.
It's very confusing on the Mac. It's very fucking. Yeah. I had such a hell time on my Mac yesterday because hello to also Dan and JDL. Because you're right. So when you go to the App Store on the Mac, there's still Final Cut, there's still Logic with the old logos, and there's still Pixelmator Pro. They all still exist to buy.
Yeah.
But then you actually have to search the App Store and search for Creator Studio, and then it shows you the whole new ones that are subscription. When I tried to download Final Cut on my Mac, it was like, you don't own this, and I had to fucking sign in and restore the purchase and do all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that they're not being clear about what. All right, so here's the deal. They really should be giving people a pro rata refund.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty pissy if they don't, right? So if somebody just paid for Logic Pro on iPad, they've just paid their $50 or whatever for the year, and now they've just taken on the trial for Creator Studio. Sure, you get a month for free. That's great. But then you're paying for it, and you've still got, say, fucking 11 months on your other one. They should take a pro rata out of that and calculate it and send it back to you. Like, that would make sense. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, like, so they're keeping it. So, like, I'd already paid for Logic Pro on Mac a long time ago. So they're keeping it so you can have that app. But what should probably happen then, I would think, is that they should see, okay, you already own Logic. So, and you already own Pixelmator Pro. So it's kind of like when you have like a software bundle.
Yeah.
And what they do with that if you want to buy and you don't have any of the apps, it's this price. But as soon as you have already bought some of them, they reduce the price of the bundle
Makes sense.
to reflect that you already own those. But this one, it's you just pay the $12.
Yeah,
no matter what.
So they've got now 2 versions of Final Cut on Mac and 2 versions.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Just taking away the ability just to like pay for Pixelmator Pro on iPad. I don't know. Like you should still be able to like buy into a subscription for that if they're going to do a subscription, right? You still should give you the option, I think, because not everybody's going to want to buy in for Final Cut and that. They might just want Logic.
Yeah.
But it's unclear on if they're going to take it. They said they're going to take it away once. I think once trial, I don't know exactly. Who knows? They really haven't explained it. And the explanation for like features going forward for Logic and Final Cut, they're still not being they're still being vague. They're saying you're going to get updates, but they're not saying if you're going to get all the updates, right? It's very vague.
Will it be updates in the same, way that they were updating Logic Pro for iPad, which I think was one of the most disgraceful things about when they rolled out Logic Pro and Final Cut, and it was a subscription. So you thought, okay, well, great, it'll be a subscription. They'll keep it really updated. As soon as there's bugs, there'll be bug fixes out. And then now they were only updating it like once or twice a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that everybody's hoping for. Pete says here, now Pete would know because he was on the beta to try it all out before it dropped. Officially, the subscription will stay active until you cancel Final Cut or Logic Pro. Apple support will be your friend if you switch and have several months left. So reach out to Apple support and ask them if they're going to give me some money back. Is that what you're saying? That's interesting. Yeah, look, the thing is, I want Pixelmator Pro on my iPad. Because already, like, as I said in yesterday's show, I ditched 3 subscriptions yesterday. So that was great. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
That was about almost $70 a month. So it's already giving me back some money. The experience setting it up on the Mac was a pain in the ass. It really was a pain in the ass, and it took hours to do, and fucking it was resin. But anyway, here we are. That's what's going forward. And the other thing is too, we know from history they say that it's going to be like, we're never going to, now the description's here, we're not going to do, until they don't, until they change and say everything's subscription going forward. Right? The only reason I never bought,
but we knew this was coming. Like as soon as they did Logic Pro and Final Cut on iPad that way, and we said, oh, this is definitely going to be coming to the Mac as well, and so now it's here.
All right, so Pete says, yep, there won't be an automatic pro rata, but raise a ticket and I'm sure it'll be sorted. 99%. But this is the thing, they haven't told us that. And again, they haven't told us that for a reason.
And not only that, it should, like, when you change your system, when you're like, we're changing to this whole new system, it shouldn't be on me as the person, as the consumer to make sure that I go to you to ask for like that should be automatic.
Yeah, there should be, like when you...
Because what they're doing is they're hoping that people won't do it.
That's it.
And then guess what they get to do? That goes in the pocket.
That's the economy. That's it. They ultimately, like, again, but this comes down to government legislation, ultimately with all this stuff, right? We know all this stuff. Things change, the way technology moves, and the government still, like, got world governments, right? Has archaic laws from the early 1900s on copyright and all this fucking shit, and they don't move on fixing this stuff because they're too busy, like, taking bribes from everybody and being pieces of shit. Business cash in on the lazy tax. Yeah, they cash in. Netflix is exactly the same. That's where we're up to right now. Look, the one thing I'm going to give Apple props for is, I don't know if anybody who's still using Adobe, right? They actually put up their prices yesterday. They're so not clued in. They are really,
No.
they're fucking really on another fucking plane, those guys at Adobe.
Oh man, I dodged a bullet because I was really really close when that whole CapCut thing happened.
Yep.
I was looking at Adobe Premiere and I was like, maybe I should just bite the bullet and do the $20 a month subscription to Adobe. And I'm thank fuck I didn't do that.
And like, just lastly on the Apple thing, when you pay for it, you get all these extra things with pages and stuff. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool what you get. You get like a whole bunch of like stock photos and stuff like that. The problem is it's all not linked. Like I want to have that linked. If I'm paying for the Creator Studio, I want that Pages thing in my fucking Pixelmator Pro as well. So I can, but no, what you got to do is open up Pages, go get those images, save them, and then open them up in, oh, that is such a stupid thing. And I saw people using it and there was a fucking watermark on it. Apple are putting watermarks on the fucking images. Oh, man, that is so stupid. But now, look, Adobe, Avid, they moved to subscription as well. Canvas subscription. So Coral Draws even subscription now. Everything's subscription, right?
I have so many subscriptions. I can't I don't even know because I use Ecamm Live to do my shows. That's a subscription. I still have a StreamYard subscription because Ecamm doesn't do, like, if I wanted to have a guest on, Ecamm doesn't do that very well, so I got to have something for that. And then there's GoDaddy and
I ditched them yesterday. So
I went into like I said, the CapCut thing happened, so I went into doing I decided on Wondershare Filmora. And Wondershare Filmora, it's awesome, but the only thing about it is a lot of the features, and it's stuff that you would even think of as basic features, they have as like the extra stuff that you have to subscribe, and it's $20 a month. Yeah. So I do that one. And then there's just a bunch of little other, the Logic thing, and now the Apple Creator Studio, and all these little things, they just start adding the hell up. And yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because they say, hi, Jenny, as well. They say, oh, but, hey, it's only a yearly subscription. Yeah, on top of all the other stuff during the year that's up. It's crazy. It really is out there. Doors, DAWs are in the same place right now. More and more doors are moving to a subscription model. I think Splice, Roland Cloud, Waves. God, I got something with Waves and had never used. Holy shit, the sign up and the fucking, oh my God, it was infuriating.
I really have come to, I got a few Waves plugins. Yeah. And I've come to the belief that, like, and a lot of them are really good. Their plugins are great. But people swear by them. But I swear they're like an MLM. They're like some kind of a pyramid scheme involved with Waves, because it's like you join a cult when you get in there, and then you just have to buy more apps. And the only way out is to just keep buying more plugins, or just buy the subscription to the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
but are you going to use even half of those? Probably not.
Yeah,
they have thousands.
Lots of devs are doing that now. Like I did my ad for Baby Audio for Unearth tomorrow, and you can just go to the website and just get it all in a subscription. Bang, get every one of their fucking apps in one subscription price. Everyone's every single company's doing it.
And I'm willing to bet a lot of my Waves plugins that I got probably don't even work anymore because you have to pay to upgrade them. And I never paid to upgrade them.
Yeah. And look what happened with Native Instruments yesterday. Now, look, hello, Ron from Wolfstone Studio. I'm just going to go and say this. So if you don't know, Native Instruments, who do Contact, Isotope, all that kind of stuff, they have gone into basic receivership. They're fucked. It's over for them. And I'm sure there's going to be a bidding war for it. I tell you what, if Apple don't jump on this, they are fucking stupid. There is what an investment to get a hold of the entire Contact fucking ecosystem for Logic, and they did it with Alchemy. That would be insane if they got a hold of Contact and got a hold of Isotope and built it into Logic for mastering. That would be absolutely fucking sick. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be probably one of those companies like what they called In Music or whatever, who just buy shit and whack crazy subscriptions on top. So there is that going on. Ashley, welcome aboard. Let's move away from music and talk about some of the other things, like my scales that I just bought. I just bought some scales, right? Because I'm trying to lose weight. And I ordered the scales, and I thought I'll get some good scales, right? Because if you buy cheap ones, they're not very reliable. So I got good scales. They're like $60. Get it home. I need an app. I need a subscription. Didn't I just pay for it? Why do I need a subscription to fucking weigh myself every fucking day? Fuck off. So I paid the subscription.
You need a subscription to Weights and Measures.
And it's like, we give you your BMI and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but it's not true, because how can you take my BMI from me standing on a fucking scale? That doesn't even make sense. It's an estimate, isn't it? But there you go.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, like things like that. Cars now, there are even cars out there that you can lease to own. Yeah. I would not want to do that, because you're going to end up paying way more than the actual fucking car, right? Vehicle ownership, monthly access bundles to cars, monthly access bundles. I mean, insurances for cars is pretty much a subscription, isn't it? It's not like, this is the thing. It's not like subscriptions are new. Even when you buy a house, you're still paying fucking land tax on that shit forever and a day, because that's the world. That's a subscription, isn't it?
Everything's a subscription.
Everything's a subscription. Taxis, right? You used to jump in a taxi and go. Now it's Uber, it's Lyft, Bolt. All these companies. We only have Uber, and is that all we have now? I think that's all we have. We don't have Lyft here. But now, and even that was a subscription. I had subscriptions recently to Uber Eats, fucking DoorDash. Probably why I'm such a fat cunt, and I'm trying to lose all this weight, and I canceled those subscriptions. They're gone. I can no longer get free delivery. And you know what? I'm not going to order it anymore, because I only had the subscription so I could get free delivery.
Yeah.
You know, but then you weigh it up and you start to look, because since I canceled, I'm looking at it going, hang on a minute. This delivery fee doesn't matter anyway, because the prices you're actually paying for the delivery compared to going into the restaurant and looking at the menu prices on the wall is way cheaper inside the shop. What's going on? I'm getting ripped off. So you're not actually saving any fucking money. You just
the delivery fee, and then you have to tip the driver.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you don't do that there. I don't know.
No.
We have a tipping culture here in the United States where you tip for everything.
Yes. No, we have a service fee. Right? So you pay the delivery and a service fee, which is calculated on how many things you order. So if you order just a Big Mac meal from McDonald's delivered, it's going to be like $2. But if on top of that you get a sundae and you get another burger, it's going to be $3.50 service fee. How does that even fucking work?
Yeah, because the big thing is the driving and the, going to pick it up and driving it to your house or whatever. And so why would it matter if you get like one item or 5 items?
Yeah. So,
that's ridiculous.
Uber's moved into even my groceries, Thomas.
Yeah.
So now, and this is how bad, when the grocery store was here, there's a subscription now for fucking that as well too. Jesus Christ, a subscription for my local soup for Woolies that you don't have to opt in. You can pay for it, but it gives you cheaper delivery fee. But on top of that, what they did was they had a fleet of trucks that were refrigerated trucks. So you knew when you got your shit, it would be kind of still cool kind of thing. Now what they've done is they have Uber doing their fucking work for them. So not only are you paying a subscription, they're obviously paying less for the trucks, and you're getting an Uber driver who has one job and can never find your house.
Ours do pretty well. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm on like a main street, so it's not as hard to find, I guess. But
so also stuff. Now you guys would have seen this around too. Motor like bikes and scooters around every city in the world now. You walk around, you get there's all these bikes there laying around, and how do you do it? Fucking log in, subscribe, create an account, And now they're moving more to a subscription model instead of just
Yep.
and if you do a one-time payment to just hire it that day, it's like astronomical, way more expensive than signing up for the subscription.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna find whatever way they can
Yes.
to get people to give up their ducats, and so they'll use that. That's why it's great what the Zoron's doing in New York City. Going to make the buses free and everything. Need more of that.
Yeah, we're currently doing that here in Melbourne. So during this period of time, I guess summer or whatever, weekend public transport's free and all that kind of stuff. Even clothing is a thing too. Like there are now companies, a whole bunch of companies that are buy, rent to own, and the whole idea is you subscribe some of these companies, and you subscribe to have the clothes for a while and then rotate them. So once you just wear them for like winter, so you get a whole wardrobe full of winter clothes, and then it gets to summer and you just go and swap them all to your summer clothes and you're done. Would you go and do that, Thomas?
No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I don't think I want to wear clothes that other people wore before or whatever.
No, you're not wearing other people's clothes. It's not like a second-hand store. They're new clothes, brand new, and I'm guessing the waste of this is a thing. Hey, thanks, Pete, for the gifted memberships that went out to Outer Space, Dollface, Princess LDG, Kish Breeder, I Like It Dark, and Happy Ron. Thank you, Pete. Speaking of subscriptions, right? But no, these clothes, so you go in, they're new clothes, you wear them for a period. It's kind of like the people who, they've been doing it for ages for Hollywood celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Who they lease their clothes for red carpets and then hand them back and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I got. I mean, if you have the money to do it, you want to keep updated with the latest styles and everything.
You got to be cool, man, and have like the latest shoes. You get head punched in.
Or you're like me and you just wear stuff until it doesn't fit anymore.
Exactly. Like me.
Or it's so worn out that it's destroyed.
Yeah, I got a Thomas Christ t-shirt and your face on it is now just a part of your eye.
Oh, no.
I've worn it so much, it's just worn down to just your eye. It's wicked. I think it's probably even cooler.
That's kind of awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's that Creator Spring quality.
Yes, it is. Yeah, thank God we've all moved on from that. Look, there's another company that's a bag of shit. Right? You can say that now. Personal grooming, right? You all would have seen it. Harry's Razor Blades, all this kind of Dollar Shave Club, all these things where you're getting a subscription and your razor blades are coming to you. And sure, hey, we all know razor blades, no matter if you have you're female or male or somewhere in between, they're fucking expensive, right? They are very expensive. And now, and it is, when you first see those things, you're like, oh, wow, that's a lot cheaper for those razor blades. But you're locked in. It's a subscription.
Yep.
It comes out. You get sent them.
I mean, that actually makes a little more sense though, because like they are like a one-time, and you can set up things like this. It's not too dissimilar from like on Amazon, where if there's certain things that you like to eat, or like paper towels and toilet paper and stuff like that you're going to need every month, you can just set it up to be delivered, on a certain day every month. That kind of makes sense to me, actually.
Don't get me wrong.
It's no different than paying for water or electricity or whatever.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. Look, I love groceries being delivered each week. It's my, I do it all on my phone in 10 minutes and it's here, right? I get charged $15 for the delivery. I don't give a shit. I would have had to go
I still like to go to the store mainly for the produce, because I don't trust. I want to look at this stuff. I want to make sure that they're not bringing me stuff that's like, or even like the perishable stuff, like in the refrigerated section, because they could bring you stuff that's gonna like expire.
That's the worst. I hate that.
And and they're probably incentivized to get rid of that stuff. So
yeah, that's definitely a thing. Don't buy your milk if you still drink milk. Don't buy your milk delivered, because they will take the front stuff. And, when you get to go to the supermarket, you just go, yeah, I'll just take that one from the back that's got like 3 weeks on it. Yeah. That's the other thing too. Like, going off on a tangent here, but It hasn't been until like last year I really actually realized that use by dates are full of shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's CYA.
Yeah, lots of stuff you can still eat, like sour cream stuff like that. Even steak,
Well,
like
a lot of stuff will have they have the Best Buy dates.
yeah,
So it's like we you can eat this beyond this. We just don't vouch for how good it's going to be.
you could
Or there's
die.
the expiration date is on stuff where it's like, eggs and milk and stuff where it's like, yeah, if you go too far beyond this expiration date, you're probably going to have a bad time.
Yeah, you're either going to be sick or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Thank you, JDL. You rock. Cheers, my friend. Well, we would be dickheads if we didn't talk about health and fitness. We kind of talked about it with the scales, right?
Yeah.
Fucking gym memberships. Apple Fitness Plus. There's all these fucking Fitbits. All subscriptions. All these things you got to maintain each week and it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot, man. Not only the pressure of trying to like lose weight, which is hard. Yeah. It's really hard because, advertising and the way the world is like, hey, look at this. You need this. You got to have this. You got to have it. You're missing out if you don't have it. Well, you got to have it, and you just really find it hard to lose weight. It's really hard to lose weight, and everybody's got a new diet that's been around for ages. But
oh yeah.
And how many times have people signed up to gym memberships and just not?
Oh yeah, that's the classic New Year's resolution thing.
Yeah, that's how they make their money, pretty much.
Like, I'm this year I'm cracking down. I'm getting the gym membership. I'm gonna walk every day. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And most people don't. Yeah, you do it for a month and then forget about it.
It's the same health devices as well too. Like again, we mentioned Fitbit, Aura Ring membership as well. Even like fucking security cameras in your house, right? Security cameras, and you're paying for some team as well. Apparently goes to some team who's watching 24 hours. I don't want that. But these are the things too. You buy one of these set of cameras for your house, unless you just buy some cheapy shit off Amazon. There's a subscription. There's always a fucking subscription, isn't it? It's just waiting around the corner. Hey, you can have this thing. It'll do this thing. But if you pay the subscription, it'll do extra things. Now we have telehealthcare as well too. There's one of the telehealthcares I have. They've just offered a subscription. So instead of paying per telehealth call, you can pay a subscription for the year and get so many telehealth calls instead. Huh.
So that's not done through this, and this is separate from like whatever your healthcare thing is through like the state or whatever.
Well, we're not like you guys. There we have.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, well, our healthcare is a little bit weird. We have this thing called Medicare here. So, and it used to be everyone could just go to a doctor for free. They call it bulk billing. If a GP has bulk billing, then you can use your card there. And I think for each session you get like 12 minutes. That's a standard GP thing. You don't have to pay for it. But a lot of them, have pulled out, and now they do this thing where like they want you to pay for the first 2 visits, and then they'll reimburse you 3/4 of it back. They only do that because they want to make sure you're going to keep coming back. And then as soon as you've done 2 visits with them, then every other visit is on Medicare, right? So, but yeah, telehealth thing, it depends on what the telehealth thing is that you're doing. If it's just getting a prescription, there's a whole lot of stuff.
Because we have the health insurance that we get through like our employer. Most people get it through their employer, and any of that kind of stuff is usually for us. It's usually done through that insurance, because the insurance kind of dictates everything.
Yeah. See, we're different. We don't get insurance from our jobs so much here in Australia. No. You would have to pay for private healthcare, like through a private company outside of your job. So that's a little bit different here for that. JDL asked this. We kind of touched on it a little bit. Thoughts on a cashless society? We're pretty much there, aren't we?
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's heading that way. Look, my thoughts on. I used to deal with cash a lot, being a busker, and money's great. It's tangible. You know, I like it for that point. But in the kind of world that we live in now, I find money quite disgusting and dirty and filthy, and it passes through hands. And we're in a world where there's a whole new fucking bat virus that's kicked off in India at the moment. Yay, it's killing people.
Another one.
Oh, this one's really good, man. Fucking you get it, you're dead. There's no fucking cure for this thing.
Well, actually, you know what? See, the funny thing is, those kind of viruses and stuff are actually better than what we got with COVID. Because what happened with COVID was like one person could get it and have no symptoms at all and didn't even know they had it. And then the next person could get it from that person and, you know, freaking just die. But if something like it consistently like you're going to notice if people just start dying.
Luckily with this new one,
be able to,
it's,
you know, corral that a little bit easier.
Yeah, this new one at least, like it's not so transferable. It is transferable through spit and sneezing, the same kind of thing, right? But it's not as it's a bat disease too. I think it's bats and something else, another animal as well too. But yeah, Thailand's just gone on high alert for it because people have been bringing it in from India into Thailand, and 99% case people get it die so far. So yay. Yay, we can't wait for that.
Another thing to worry about.
But money, I find money really disgusting. And the thing is, they are pushing us to that world anyway, aren't they? They're pushing us. We were talking about this, JDL, before you got here. How you roll up to a place with a whole bag full of change. A lot of places won't allow that. They'll say, no, we won't take that change. Even to go to the bank these days as a busker, if I was a busker now and took the amount of change that I made back then into the bank, they would charge me to fucking swap that out. Where back in the day, it was just free. Because
I mean, for me, when I hear cashless society, what I really would like to see is for us to rethink the idea of money entirely. So maybe we kind of figure out, you know, we used to do a lot of bartering. We don't do that anymore, but that would be a much better thing and a much more fair system than that we've arbitrarily come up with this idea that there's these, you know, pieces of paper that have some sort of, you know, they have no inherent value. Like, it's just a piece of paper. We just ascribe this value to it.
Yes, we do, don't we? Why do we do that, Thomas?
Greed.
It's so weird, isn't it? That we're just like, yes, sir. Okay. This thing has value. Okay, sure. I mean, you know, the history is the bank started, it was an IOU. It was a piece of paper. And now money is just the same thing with pretty pictures on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We print this stuff. I mean, we could make as much of it as we want. I guess if you print too much of it, it would be less in value. There's a lot of different monetary theories out there, but I think I could see. I don't know if I could see it in our lifetimes, but I could definitely see somebody realizing, like, you know what, this whole thing is this whole system is just bullshit, and we're not going to do it anymore, and we're going to create a new way, you know, that's more fair and more equitable, but. You know, we're kind of stuck with what we got for right now.
I think we're going to, you know, when we're going to see it, it's going to come when we get hit with a direct CME. Like, it's going to come from something that happens from the sun, right? If the sun sends us a direct CME, or, you know, we get like an X fucking 25 flare shot at us, and, you know, a quarter of the fucking satellites get knocked out of business. When people aren't going to be able to get their treats, we're fucked. And people are going to lose their shit. They really are going to lose their shit. I watched a really interesting documentary a few weeks ago, Thomas, about how complex it is to keep the satellites that are currently floating around our Earth from crashing into each other and from crashing into debris and stuff from things that have broken down and exploded in space and all those things. And the AI that they're using to do it, there are teams out there, like, you don't even think about this, right? There are teams out there, massive teams of people reprogramming these satellites on a minutely basis to, we've got to change direction. So if they change direction of one of them, they've got to change direction of another 10. And because they change direction of those 10 of those, they're going to have to change direction. And it's just this constant chain. And somewhere along the line, the possibility of that happening, of it all coming down, is very high. It's not when, it's not how. It's going to happen, right? And I think.
Well, first of all, where do you sign up to get that job? Because that seems like the most awesome job ever. It's kind of like playing a video game, except it's real though.
I don't think that would be a fun job, man. I reckon that would be like being an airline.
Well, you just don't want to lose. You don't want to lose the game, because then you crash everything.
Humanity is over because of you. That would be such a high stress job, I reckon.
Yeah.
You would.
Well, I think that about doctors and surgeons and stuff like that.
Yes, and Pete's right here. Legitimately a law in Australia. Businesses don't have to accept more than $5 in 5, 10, or 20-cent pieces. And I found that out the fucking hard way. It was
that's a better way to do it than what we're doing.
Well, we haven't had, because we used to have pennies or 1 cent pieces, 2 cent pieces as well too. We don't have those. We haven't had those for fucking 30 years. When I was
we held on to them we held on to them for so long that the pennies cost more to make than they were worth. I think nickels are like that too, but we still have them.
I'm just going to say it. The worst experience I ever had living in America for 2 years was fucking pennies. Fucking just everywhere was pennies. My suitcase was full of them. My pockets were full of them. I had a jar just full of them. You just couldn't escape pennies. It's like, what is going on, you motherfuckers? Get rid of this shit. It's pointless. Furniture. We've got a few more things to cover. Furniture. We talked about, so furniture is a thing too now, like getting furniture and leasing it and having it in your house. Subscription models have become a thing with companies like Furnish, I think Feather, Casa One, I think, is another company that does it. Security, we talked about alarm systems, Ring, cameras, Nest. So they all have fucking subscriptions as well too. Smart homes, Alexa, Google Nest Aware, Eufy. That's the company of the fucking goddamn scales. I got Eufy. Everything they do, Eufy does, like security cameras, all fucking subscriptions. Education. Even education, Skillshare, Masterclass, LinkedIn Learning, all these companies have these offerings. Textbooks now. Textbooks kind of make a bit more sense, I think, too, because I think it's...
because you used to have to buy... At least here, you used to have to buy them. And then it's like, after your class is over, well, I get you could sell them to other students, but you're not gonna look at that history textbook from your second year of college, your sophomore year of college. You're gonna, that's just gonna go to waste.
Well, there was always a big market, especially university here. I don't know anywhere else, with secondhand textbooks. There's a massive market for that. I don't know if I assume it's still. Is this? I don't know. Are universities still using it, or are they all using computers now? See, that's the shift, isn't it? Move everything away from books to technology, and then you've got no option but to pay for a subscription because we're not using books.
Yeah.
So textbooks.
It might be a tablet now, even.
Most likely. Photography, design, stock media, right? I'm sure we've all done it. Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Storyblocks, all these companies to get this footage. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter who you go with, they've all got the same fucking videos and photos.
And the other thing too is that like a lot of those now I've noticed like there's the free ones, like you got like Pexels and Pixabay.
Yes.
Pixabay, like I swear 50% of the stuff on Pixabay now is just AI stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're trying not to do the AI thing, but then you go to Pixabay and it's AI.
Well,
a lot of those like video clips and the stock video clips and stuff too. A lot of that's becoming AI,
But they've had, like, I think, to be fair, they've had to do it because here comes AI. We haven't even talked about AI, and there's subscription models as well too. Suno, fucking all this stuff. And the amount that people are paying for that, which is most of the time cheaper than paying for a stock media company, because a lot of stock media companies, you pay the subscription and then you've still got to pay a little bit more for some things as well on top of the subscription. When you get the checkout, you got to pay a little licensing fee on top. But I guess they've had to adapt and do this because all this AI that's out there. So they're obviously cutting costs. I mean, this is the follow-on from AI more than anything else. Engineering stuff, Autodesk subscriptions. So in business too, they've all moved to subscriptions. 3D printing, even that has moved to subscription now. I saw there's yes.
That to me kind of does make sense because
sure,
you're not going to buy 3D print. I don't know how much those things cost, but I imagine they're not cheap. But if you just want to get one thing done, that kind of does make sense. Or if you're only going to do like a small project every so often, it's probably not a bad idea.
What about this one? This one's HP Instant Ink and Epson Ready Print. I mean, those motherfuckers have been screwing everybody forever. Right? Not only you go out and buy a printer, we've all done this, right? You go and buy a printer and you're like, I got my first printer, I can print stuff. And then you have to deal with the ink.
And don't you, and they'll warn you over and over, don't you dare buy those ones.
No.
The third party ones that they like can refill and stuff. They don't want you using that. And sometimes they'll actually do firmware updates to prevent you from using that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it, the licensing for ink now, it's even moved into this leasing subscription stuff has even moved into stuff like Tesla and farm equipment too. I was reading up on that the other day because farmers just can't afford to, fully lease something. So they get offered a subscription model and they can just subscribe and it actually works out cheaper, but does it over the years? I don't know. Because, I can only imagine what it's like to be a farmer in this climate because farmers get screwed first before everybody else on the planet. Because they got to keep up the demand for food because we all need fucking food.
Yeah. Well, we all need to eat is the thing. And they kind of are key and integral to that whole process. So we love the farm. We love our farmers. We need our farmers.
Yes.
And what's going on currently isn't making it very easy on them, but
so we're kind of at the end of this, and ultimately, really, we've all been paying subscriptions for the longest time. I mean, we can in my opinion, we can carry on about them, or we can just try and be more smart about what we look. So, for example, for this Apple thing, I had 2 weeks to think about it. Is it worth it? Obviously, I have to do it for the channel. So there's that. But if I think about it now, it's I've just offloaded a whole bunch of subscriptions for this new subscription. The thing that irritates me is that it's going to come once a year. And I don't know where I'm going to be at that once a year financially.
Well, that's why I did the monthly thing.
Right.
I never trust those yearly things, even though they're usually a little bit cheaper, but I just feel that it's like just like you're saying, because I don't know if there's going to be some something breaks in the house or something right before that thing comes due. I'd rather just take the little hit each month than spread it out, and just do the one big once a year. But they really want you to do that because that guarantees they get another full year.
There's a few reasons why they're doing it too. So why does it keep happening? So predictable revenue. It's monthly. They know they're getting that thing, right? Again, we talk about this with developers here. On iOS, developers put out an app that costs $5 and everybody just expects them to do updates for fucking 10 years without any more money. And then when a developer goes, I'm going to charge you at the end of the year for all the updates I've done or for the year ahead, people still get upset about it. It's like, so you've got to eat. It's when it's a corporation. But it is predictable revenue. They're locking you in, right? So they're forcing brand loyalty because nobody has loyalty anymore, right? So this is forced customer brand loyalty. And it gives the option to, while you're locked into loyalty, to constantly upsell you, right? And offer you something else. Here's the new thing we've added to the pack, and you just have to pay a little bit more and you'll get this. For users, lower upfront costs, always get the latest version, right? So there's this. But permanent dependency.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, you know, and they are ultimately, you've got to, all we can do is police ourselves, right? And just be on it. Put things in calendars.
I think too, they've kind of like, you know, just keeping into the music software and creative software, like they've kind of dug themselves into a hole because for a long time, the model kind of was, in FL Studio was one of the early adopters of this, that like you're gonna get lifetime updates, or you're gonna get updates for a long time, and then maybe there's a bigger update that you have to pay for. But as long as they keep getting new people to keep, you know, buying those and paying full price for those pieces of software, that's sort of sustainable. But if you get to a point where like everybody's already got it, who really is going to benefit from it, then all of a sudden you've got no income.
Yeah.
So then you have to think about, well, what can we do to generate? And then sometimes they think of like, well, we're going to put some extra plugins that you have to pay for to get, or maybe we're going to put in, you know, like a cloud system, and then that becomes a subscription, or maybe we just make the whole app a subscription.
Yeah.
And that's a way to, and that's a way to guarantee that you're going to keep, from the people that you already have, you're going to keep bringing in money.
And look, the other thing too is I think we have to face at some point is technology can only go so far. Like,
yeah.
where else? I mean, you see the smartphone thing. They say, oh, the smartphones are dying down. I mean, God, Thomas, we're at the point where they're making fucking smartphones that fold. I thought we got out of fucking fold phones in fucking... What? Like, how does this help me? Like, technology is like... we're at this point where chips are at fucking 0.3 nanometers. It's like you can't go to a chip that's nothing.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do with all of this technology. Cars aren't flying yet.
No.
Right?
And it's just like, if you think about like when I was born and you know, when you were born as well, you know, we grew up in a world where there was TV, there was a phone that was connected to the wall.
Yep.
And, you know, maybe you had like the most primitive of computers that most people didn't even have them yet. And there was a huge explosion in technology over the 1990s and over the 2000s. But then I feel like once we got into like the 20 teens, I'm not so sure that there's all that much that's, you know, different or new that's happened.
No.
It's like about the iPad came out. Maybe that was the last like really big thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just been like just little like tweaks, and you know, we're making it a little bit faster and stuff. But that's, the technology is basically the same.
I think we've pushed most of the limits to everything, right? And now this is the culture that we've been brought. And thank you guys for getting us over 33 likes. Tremor, nice one running that. We're at that point, right, where it's not going to get, you know, you're not going to have. You can't get chips any fucking smaller, right? And even AI is based on chips that have to be like this big and need cooling and all this kind of stuff to do this processing and all this shit. That, if anything, that's probably going to be the next technology, that they're just going to be able to shrink those game cards down smaller and smaller and I don't know, create some kind of more economically, environmentally friendly cooling system. I don't think so. No. Like, there's only so many things you can use to cool things. Water, right?
It just feels like a lot of the technological innovations, and a lot of AI is included in that over the last like 10 years or so, has really just been like remarketing things that already exist.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Look, all I can say for this to wrap things up is just be vigilant, right? And try and look, if you're going to sign up to a new subscription, try and find something else you can get rid of. that is going to give you more, you may still be paying the same price, but you've got less things to, obviously, like I've had a lot of people, I'm sure Pete's had this too, and us doing these shows, people saying, but is it right for me? I don't fucking know. That's up to you. You've really got to question yourself and don't put yourself in a fucking hole to create, because guess what? There's heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of free options out there. I know it's tempting to have all the new stuff and have all the latest shit and go, oh, but it does this. But there is so much free stuff out there. And Pete Johns, who's here in the chat, he's one of the kings of finding that stuff, finding his gear guide and stuff, super cheap monitors and all this kind of stuff. You can have everything on the cheap and make music that's comparative with some of the best, highest paid artists in the fucking world. There's just no reason to have all the latest stuff. Absolutely, without a doubt. Hello, Gary Hubbs.
Hey.
What are your thoughts on how people can manage this kind of shit?
Well, I think if I ever create my own app, I think it's going to be an app that it helps you manage all of your and keep track of all your subscriptions, and of course, it will be a subscription.
Of course.
I'm thinking.
You think there's money in that? Can I be an investor in that, Thomas?
Yeah.
I reckon that's a fucking winner. Right? That is a fucking winner, because people would be so enamored by it, going, hey, look at how much I'm able to check my subscriptions. They would just forget about that they got another subscription. And then you could probably get another subscription off that.
Yeah. And I won't tell them that they already have a, spreadsheet app on their phone or their computer that probably could already do that if you just type the stuff in. And I need to take my own advice on that and do that.
Thomas,
start doing that and keep track of everything. Because you do get, like, now Apple's nice because, in the Apple, at least, if you buy stuff through iCloud subscriptions, you get the list and you can control everything from there. But if everything that's outside of that, then,
It was brilliant, Thomas. I'm investing in that for sure. If you had a crystal ball, Thomas, what do you think is the next thing they're going to try and hit us with a subscription for, apart from your amazing new app?
Well, definitely the app. I don't know, because I feel like everything already is a subscription. I don't know, Twitter and Facebook, maybe.
That's a subscription too. I mean, you don't have to, but it still is.
Yeah, Twitter already has it.
Yeah, Facebook has it too, with the tick as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be hardware. I think it's going to be computer hardware. I think it's going to be graphics cards specifically, and I think it's going to be hard drives, SSDs, that kind of stuff, because the price of it has gone, like, at the moment, SSDs, hard drives, RAM are just fucking going through the roof. As the US dollar is plummeting, RAM, memory, video cards are going through the roof, and they're doing that on purpose, like, because that's the thing. You create a crazy market gap, and then you go, oh, well, you can either pay this or you can do a subscription. And each year when you can upgrade your computer with the latest graphics card. Of course you're going to do it, right?
Yep.
Because graphics cards, especially people in gaming, like, you got to have the latest graphics card. Subscribe through your Apple account. You can, sadly, because, so there's 30%. They get you everywhere. There's no escape. So the thing is, you will own nothing, but what you can own.
I think there could be a kind of a movement against subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
As we're being subscribed to death, and maybe some startup companies will start up and have a different model that's a little bit more reasonable, that you're just not paying indefinitely for things.
I think that's definitely going to be the movement. I mean, we're seeing it now with music and AI, right? That artists are, rebelling against the AI thing. There's going to be a group of people that rebel, and their whole market is, we're not subscriptions. Like, there's going to be definitely a push, because it's like there's always an anti everything, right? There's always a counterbalance of people.
Yeah, and it's just
fighting
getting to like it's getting to like just such critical mass that like there has to be some kind of reaction at some point.
Look, this is a great idea. Get rid of capitalism, and I'm with you on it, but I don't see it happening, especially when everybody who's benefiting from capitalism is in control and controlling the narrative with AI and everything else. And you can't trust your eyes now, because even when you do see facts, people are telling you that they're not real and it's all bullshit.
Yep.
So here we are. But I just think people should be like I say with apps, right? Only buy the ones that you need. There are plenty of options out there to do things free. And you know what? You may not have all the latest shit, but this is the thing, right? The whole economy of even YouTube. And again, why Apple are still locked into this. Here's a new software every year, and we've got to have features, because there's content creators out there who salivate and for a whole year ahead predict what's coming. And it's going to have this, it's going to have this, and then it doesn't, because technology can only do so much, right?
Yeah. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
So buckle up.
Enjoy
buckle
the
up
ride.
and get your keep those wallets well stocked, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah. And we've talked about some solutions today. Just take stuff off people's lawns to furnish a house, right? Manage your subscriptions, use free stuff. There's plenty of free. Look, there's so many artists out there who are making great music with free plugins and all of that jazz.
Absolutely.
I need to cover some things that are happening tomorrow on the show. I would love you all to come and join me for Unearthed episode 9, sponsored by Baby Audio. They're back again. Can you believe it? 9 episodes of this. It's up on the channel now. So if maybe there's a mod here who could go and post the link to this. 11 songs. One of them we got blackballed again this week. Another track got me blocked, content blocked, but it's all right, because I've been adding way more songs, because I know it's going to happen more and more. But the songs this week are fucking top tier level music. You're not going to want to miss it. Also, up on the channel now, I had to keep my mouth shut, because I had to keep secret, because there was an update I knew that was coming out this week, but now it's up on the channel. Tomorrow we're taking a look at Soundbox 1.2 is out. So the new Soundbox, we just had heaps of updates. It's got a new chord thing in it, chord generator. It's fucking really good. They've fixed heaps and heaps of bugs. It's working really good in Logic and all this kind of stuff too. I should get Baby Audio to pay a subscription to sponsor. You know what, Boomer? They already did. They paid me 4 episodes in advance. They paid their subscription. I was pretty rapt that they did that. This week on the opening hour is Oops, I keep pressing the wrong button. Community covers, where I'll sing your songs with an acoustic guitar. So come along for that. You may get your song played with an acoustic guitar if you want to come along and watch this. Thomas, what have you got coming up on your channel?
Well, I've got Hour of Rock that shows up. Going to be doing my usually about an hour of just my original songs or whatever else I feel like doing. Sometimes there's a few covers I throw in there, but we have a great lineup on Saturday night. We got right after me, you got Jade, and then you got Pete with the Happy Hour. He's doing a USA edition of the Happy Hour. Brad Example has Chris Lane Sr. on, so
yep,
that'll be excellent as well.
Yeah, I mentioned.
And then I have You Rock coming up. You Rock Live, of course, on Wednesday. Send your tracks in. If you got a track you want to have it on the show, send it in. yourock.thomaschrist.net.
Yes, links are in the description for all of that. Always make sure I put links to my guests in the description, unlike Brad Example, who just has people on and doesn't even mention their name.
He'll learn. He's learning.
He'll get there. He'll eventually get there. And don't forget, folks, so there's no rant coming up on Sunday for you guys. We got the new show kicking off, How To. So if you see a rant, it'll most likely be one of these where we bring on a guest and we rant together. And if you're interested in coming on for a rant, let me know if you're up for it, because I like to have different people come through all the time, like a whorehouse. Thank you, Thomas, for coming on here last minute and hanging out. It's always a pleasure to have the #1 mod the man who plays everybody's fucking music, and he's so kind, and you know we owe so much to what you do, and I know you're very busy with your work and all this kind of stuff as well. Yeah. So to come on last minute was very generous of you, and you know I love you heaps, Thomas.
Honor.
And we're going to go out with a Thomas Christ track, and thank you all for being here and hanging out today and getting us over 30 likes and all that stuff. Come over, Unearthed is rad tomorrow. You're going to love it. Especially the last song. You wait to hear this last song on Unearthed. Oh my fucking God, this band is sick. They are so sick. And they're probably coming on the show as well. Awesome. Thomas Christ, we're going to go out with his song. This is Nuclear Football. Are you ready? Yeah. Hang on the line so I can say goodbye to you at the end of the show. All right, folks. And if you're watching the replay, hello. And Mr. Smith is here as well. For fuck's sake, he missed it. Fucking there you go. All right, let's do it. This is Thomas Christ. Nuclear Football. Subscriptions. They'll be the death of us. Oh, yeah. Pete's got Creator Town Hall. I think I've got the dump set. I better make sure. Do I have the... I set a dump. I did set a dump, so I will dump you all.
He has Indie Over 50 on.
And then I think he's heading over to Indie Over 50's channel to do an interview over there. Or it's a premiere, I think, as well. So that's happening a couple of hours later. You got Chris Lane Sr. happening as well, live today too, and all that jazz. Yes, I've set a dump, so you will be automatically, in the words of Leela, dumped over to Pete. See, 40 likes! I love you guys. And Mr. Smith got in with a gifted membership. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Who did it go to? I didn't see who I went to. There it is. I went to 60. Who did it go to? 60 mezzanine. There we go. All right, Thomas Christ, Nuclear Football. Do all the things that make you happy, all the stuff. Just don't be a cunt, ultimately. All right, let's go. Nuclear Football. Thomas Christ. Boom.
To be just about a 50-yarder from the left hash. That ball, does it have the distance? And it does. How about 3 points on the board? On midfield, 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, 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 touchdown.
Yards and a cloud of dust. We have been every blade of grass. Smash mouth nukes ready to ground and pound. We keep punting and we're bound to fumble. Deep threat on the radar scout. No chip shot, but it splits the uprights. Flags on the field, it's a late hit. Double coverage, but they struck big time.
it for the touchdown. Touchdown!
Get fucked.
Have to take advantage of that turnover. In the end zone. Oh, and intercepted.